Hello and greetings, fellow StarCrafters. PGL Milncraft here with game number 3 between roxkisLive Zerg over here in the upper left-hand corner of Shakuras Plateau, as opponent is going to be TSL Polt over here in the upper right-hand of Shakuras Plateau. Of course, they're playing on the same map, as they are in fact opponents of each other, and generally speaking in StarCraft 2, you play on the same map against someone. And Shakuras Plateau, I don't even know if that's still in the ladder pool. Geez, I need to play some 1v1. Anyway, Shakuras Plateau is old school, at least has an old school feel to me, because this is one of the oldest ladder maps that are still in existence. A lot of them have gone the way of the dodo. But this is one of those situations where this map, talking about an easy to defend expansion here, is not only do you have a ramp right here and a single ramp, but it is actually a relatively small ramp as well. So this is like a dream for Forge fast expanding Protoss players actually, and I'm sure they absolutely love it on this map, as it's just so difficult to break. Although I have seen plenty of different kinds of Zergs try to do it. Looks like TSL Polt right now spamming his APM right there. We can go ahead and look at the APM tab, and oh yeah, they're both spamming. Although it looks like TSL Polt is in fact better at spamming right now, as he's averaging 100 APM in the early parts of the game, which is clearly the most necessary part for his high APM. Looks like he's hiding a barracks, although that's not really hiding, so I'm not sure why he decided to build it there as a drone. Actually, you know, I bet a drone right-clicked into the base doesn't see that barracks, just barely. But it looks like there is no drone scout going across, and maybe he doesn't expect it, and so that's why he puts it in that location. I suppose it's slightly easier to lift off as well. Looks like there's going to be a hatch first, by the way, for roxkisLive Zerg. And, oh, a second barracks. It's a macro-rax. That's why he's doing it there. Okay, so it looks like TSL Polt is going to be going for some early barracks aggression, but not too early, as that was a 12 barracks and a 14 barracks right there. So he is going to be doing a little bit of extra damage, and looks like he is actually building an SCV. He was sending him on a complicated route to check for that Overlord. Overlord was spotted, and so he knows exactly where his opponent's base is, which is why he does not have to scout in this sort of situation. Now, he is for sure going to lower this barracks onto the ground. This one can stay right there, and, well, I still don't get why he wouldn't just build it here. I guess it maybe gives his opponent just a little bit of extra pause exactly on where the barracks is if he decides to drone scout. And, okay, the SCV is going across now. Overlord is in position to spot for a barracks going up, but probably is going to start it anyway and hope that he can just kind of keep it alive. Actually, if he sent, since there is actually no supply depot here, a neutral supply depot, he could actually just double bunker and prevent his opponent from being able to get out of his base, but that wouldn't be very fun now, would it? Now, here come two additional SCVs. There is the first Marine right here, and a second Marine just barely behind it. Looks like these drones have gotten out and deal a good amount of damage to that SCV. First Marine is out, though. Looks like those drones are trying to engage that Marine right there, able to take a couple of bites out of the apple right there. SCV control not the best right there, and very nice control from Live Zerg, actually. SCVs are now repairing each other, and he should be sliding forward. Looks like he's got the additional Marine right behind, but he's going to have to cancel that bunker right there. Very nice cancel right at the very end, although not like drones are really that hard to cancel against because they don't have the highest DPS in the world. In fact, I'm willing to say it, they have the lowest DPS of any unit in the game. Yes, that's true. I guess except for High Templar, which have no DPS. But anyway, I don't think this pressure is actually really going to work too well for Polt, so he should work on getting his expansion up, which looks to be exactly what he's doing right here, as we do have, how many Zerglings is that? Oh, it looks like he's already pulled his drones. But it's 10 Zerglings right now and a Spine Crawl. That's going to prevent any additional aggression from TSL Polt, and TSL Polt is just going to go ahead and pull on home. Looks like he's going to start his command center as well, and there's the lowered barracks, by the way. That'll probably be moved back to form part of the wall right here, as you can have a perfect 3 barracks wall right here on the edge of the map, which will prevent any sort of Zerg aggression against you pretty effectively. Now, speed is actually already on the way for roxkisLive Zerg. I shouldn't say already on the way, because it is a little late for speed actually at this point. And he also hasn't built a queen at his expansion, or even just, okay, so his queens are actually way behind. Wow, that's actually a fairly large mistake. I think it's because he spent so many minerals and so much time chasing the bunker rush right there. So actually the bunker rush by TSL Polt with the macro-rax has probably ended up dealing more damage to Live Zerg's economy than he maybe even possibly realized, as not getting a queen for a very long amount of time, for such a huge amount of time, is actually extremely significant, and Polt really didn't lose all that much from it. I mean, he did have to get 2 barracks right away, so he couldn't do a reactor Halloween expand, but he didn't lose anything. He lost an SCV, like that's nothing. And meanwhile, he's got all of these Zerglings right here, and he's actually building more Zerglings right now. Is he going for a Baneling bust? No, because he's not getting gas. I'm not quite sure why he's going for so many Zerglings. It's like he expects a follow-up right now from TSL Polt. I think that's actually going to be a huge mistake on him. Look at that Queen just starting right now. Very, very late Queen means he's going to be very late on creep tumors as well. And so just in general, his economy is going to be fairly weak. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Harvester count. It is actually equal right now. And remember that the Terran player has meals and as many expansions as his opponent right now. So this is not a very good situation to be in for roxkisLive Zerg. He does have 5 barracks, by the way. Very nice from TSL Polt. Able to produce basically, well, obviously 5 Marines at once, but once those get reactors on them, you'll be able to produce a ton of Marines at the same time. Looks like he is lifting up barracks, and there comes the tech lab, so he will be able to start stim, and the reactors are now coming down as well. Looks like this barracks is just going to go ahead and move back. He's going to go ahead and put supply depots down. You just want to have to lift the barracks themselves in order to be able to get in and out. This is a Brood War. I want to get in and out of my supply depots, damn it. And yeah, so that's very nice for TSL Polt. Looks like he's expecting possibly a little bit of a Baneling aggression. There it is. Okay, so there is the Baneling nest, but he took a third as well. So it's almost like he's being indecisive with it. So because the fact that he was building so many Zerglings at that point was very strange. It's almost like I wonder if he just decided to go for a Baneling bust as a result of that. But he should have been mining gas then because of that situation. But Polt should be in pretty good situation. If he expects this, he should re-lower that barracks or build another barracks like right here in a supply depot or something so that he's got the double wall going. He will not have combat shield. He might have combat shield, probably not. And he's actually, this could be pretty effective. How many banelings do we have going? Alright, 11 banelings. Oh, very nice clicking. Wait, oh, because he's the yeah, look at that. Look at those baneling control. He's just having them automatically go. Alright, so we're going to have to see if this works. This is, oh, this is a very bad time to move out for TSL Polt right now. Able to kill a couple of banelings before they get through, but the remaining banelings are going to have to slide out through. They don't even have to hit the supply depot right there. Is able to take down the bunker almost right away. That last baneling right now is going to do so much damage to all those Marines. Looks like the remaining Zerglings are not able to get away, and are not going to be able to do any additional follow-up damage actually right now. So it was fairly effective in kind of a worst-case scenario for TSL Polt, but did not end up working too nicely in roxkis's favor right there. So it looks like Live Zerg is going to have to try to crawl out of this game just a little bit, as he's going to remain to be behind, just kind of because of the worker count right now. We do not have a third command center from TSL Polt right now, though, so it looks like he is not quite opting for that third command center that Korean players have learned to love so much in this sort of situation. He also doesn't have stim, which is actually going to make his drops considerably worse because stims take so long to research. He's not going to get it by the time his dropships are out. So he will still be able to drop, but it's going to be considerably less effective. And you can see that the late queens and the fact that he hasn't gotten a third queen, which is kind of interesting, is actually severely delaying any of his creep spread. You can see his creep spread is actually 0 right now. The only thing that's actually creating creep in his entire 3 bases right now is the hatcheries themselves. So I don't know what's wrong with Live Zerg's play. He's getting 16 additional Zerglings right now, which is just going to be for defensive purposes. Oh, 30 additional Zerglings, possibly going to be gearing up for a second round of the Baneling bust right now. I question the wisdom of this just a little bit. He also could possibly be defensively, but he's getting 8 banelings, so I think that is defensively. He does see these units moving out with the Overlord right there. So he just wants to make sure he has enough to defend against his opponent. He doesn't quite know that his opponent does not have stim, and thus he doesn't really need to be that afraid of it. You can see that the first creep tumor has now been laid. This creep tumor is going to be extremely important for these banelings, since the banelings do not have speed right now. He does have the lair done, though, so as soon as he gets the gas, actually, you should try to start baneling speed. Looks like he's going to engage off creep, actually, just try to catch the Terran player off guard. As the rotary reinforcements are stuck a little bit behind right there. But actually, it looks like these forces weren't able to do a good amount of damage, able to focus down the banelings primarily, and just trying to take out the Zerg army right there. Zerg army is going to run away to the 3rd base expansion right now, but some target firing from Polt is all that's going to be needed to deal with those banelings right there. And actually, Live Zerg is doing a pretty good job of keeping his opponent away from the main base. Unfortunately for him, stim finishes, and then he's able to stim his forces and easily clean up the rest of that Zerg army. He's going to be able to move in here and destroy this base. Absolutely, Live Zerg is going to be in so much trouble right now. Looks like he's going to go ahead and stim again, even though those medevacs are very low energy, to be able to take out all of those drones right there. Goodbye, Mr. Drone, and your little mineral package that you're trying to give to Live Zerg. And Live Zerg is not going to be live very much longer. He's going to be dead. Quite dead, in fact. He's going for the double spire right now, but I'm not sure exactly why. Unless that's an accident. Nope, they're right next to each other. That was definitely on purpose. It's for the upgrades, but he needs to stay alive in order for those double spires to actually be meaningful at this point in time. I'm not sure why he's still not opting for banding speed. It looks like Zergling's able to get some huge banding hits. Those 2 bandings are going to kill so many Marines right there and deal just enormous amount of damage. Very impressive right there from Live Zerg, able to stay alive in the direst of moments. Of course, some additional reinforcements from TSL Polt are going to go ahead and come in. Huge amount of bandings are now warping right now, and still okay, now he's just started speed, but look at the way that they absolutely just destroyed those bandings. Bandings without speed are just absolutely worthless after a certain point against Marines. These Marines are at 0, and it looks like roxkisLive is going to have to GG out of this game. Goodbye. Your double spire won't even finish before your opponent ends up destroying him. It's almost like he was BMing himself right there by going for the double spire, saying, I have all these resources and not enough larva to spend it. And he did have to GG out of the game. I think he was going for heavily upgraded Mutalisks. He was going to go for like 2/2 Mutalisks and hope that somehow they won him the game. Which I suppose is, I might as well hope for something. He was up really, really far behind as soon as he lost his 3rd there. But he ended up losing this game, and we're going to have to move on to game number... I've lost track. 3. And series is now in TSL Polt's favor, 2-1. So moving on to game number 3, or 4 rather. This is PGL Minecraft is signing off. I can count.